Little DeAndre Hopkins buzz as we walk into a live draft, a live best ball draft on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. And while we're about to do a draft, this little tweet, this little number, this is older, but it got glossed over through all the Aaron Rodgers news. As you can see, this is a 3-day-old screenshot, but no one's really talking about it. There's not a whole lot of buzz. But I wanted to circle back around because I'm in Arizona, and I'm hearing a lot of chatter about Hopkins being moved. And this location's been linked to Hopkins for a while, the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons said it's about time. Eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji. And Hopkins put up a, I don't know. We don't know if this is a, I don't know, haven't heard anything, or you're going to find out in a little bit. We're not sure, but this is definitely a location that we've been predicting to be a top landing spot destination, potential destination for DeAndre Hopkins. Now, the Cardinals are going to definitely get rid of Hopkins, I think, given this is a retooling year. Kyler Murray is probably going to be out for at least half a season. Could be out longer. And so to get something for Hopkins before he gets over that certain point of no return, getting value back in a trade, it's vital for the Cardinals to get something solid. But if we trade him away for like a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick, something like that, I'm going to be pretty mad. But I understand we got to probably move on. Arizona's got to send Hopkins packing. And Dallas, I would think Chicago still, even though they got DJ Moore, he would be a good fit there with Fields. I think because Fields is a mobile quarterback, Hopkins is trained under the command of Deshaun Watson, mobile quarterback. Then he comes over to Arizona, plays with Kyler Murray, mobile quarterback. Going over to Fields, catching footballs from another mobile quarterback. It only makes sense for Chicago to be in the cards. We'll discuss this as we mock draft. We'll also kick around the ADP value of. We're gonna choose Garrett Wilson to talk about with this draft that we're gonna be cranking out right now. A live draft. I'm dropping the link in the live chat right now. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Take a laugh.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show Graveyard midnight edition of the show. And again, this is older news that was never talked about. And it's not even being really reported anywhere. It's just one of those things that you stumble upon and you're like, why isn't anybody talking about this? Not that it's the craziest tweet ever, or not that it's very telling, but I don't know. We don't know what to make of it. I know that Hopkins is probably on the move, and I just know that we got to do a mock draft right now, or not a mock draft, a live draft. We'll be doing some mock drafts later on as the ADP data gets more improved upon with more and more drafts. Right now, we're doing a live draft on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. That link has been dropped in the live chat right now, and I'm going to go into the big board in just a second. But let me pull up. Let's see here. Let me pull up the live show and pin this link real quick. Hold on. Let me just get in here. There we go. I'm going to pin the link. Okay, anybody who wants to do a live draft right now with your boy Smitty, with all of us, you need to go to the link that's pinned right now. You need to click said link. And if you deposit up to $10 is the minimum, they'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. So if you deposit 10, they'll give you 10. You deposit 100, they'll give you 100. All the way up to $100. So pick your first deposit accordingly, how you want to be looking at that. And we're going to jump in the big board in T-minus 30 seconds. I first want to know if anybody feels like this has any legs at all. This glossed over piece of news here, this little tweet. The tweet isn't news, but the news surrounding it. Nobody really discussed it on any big level. Why is it even being discussed? We've heard it before, and sometimes these players have insight on where they may be going, so sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're traded in the wee hours of the night. And Christian McCaffrey was kind of dealt in a very crazy, random fashion. He said he was at practice. He was doing, I think he was doing therapy or something after, and he got the call like in the almost midnight, like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. You're being traded. Next day, he was on a plane. And so sometimes these guys get traded without knowing it, and other times they're maybe a part of the process. Maybe he wants to help facilitate where he goes. Maybe they've asked him. I don't know. But it's something that we need to kick around. Love to know what you guys think. First in the building was Peanut Butter and Waivers tonight. What's up, Avin? What's going on, Travis? What's up, Bud Smoker? What's going on, 92? What's going on, Roger and DJ and Travis Rowe and Golf? Appreciate you all being here. Raphael, Niner, Rick, Sloth. Okay, we're going to jump in right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click that big board image right here on Underdog Fantasy using the link. Click the green enter button. 1 million in prizes. It's 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and a bunch of bench spots. We're going to click the green button. It's going to say 4 more to start. Jump in. Click that link. 3 more to start. Jump in. Let's go. 2 more to start. We're only going to do 1 tonight, so you want to get in. 1 more to start, and we're full. Appreciate you all joining and jumping in. If you missed out on this particular draft, and we may not go the whole 20 rounds on the live show. Of course, I'll stay in the draft and complete my team. But tonight, we may actually just go through round 10 or 11, which takes a while. So we'll have a lot of conversation around Hopkins. And the person I want to talk about most was Garrett Wilson. Let me see if I can send that. Let's see. Let me put him on screen here. Let me put little Garrett Wilson on screen here. This is the guy that we're going to focus on. Okay. Here's the Hopkins news right here. Here's Garrett Wilson. We're going to focus on Garrett Wilson. Where is Garrett Wilson going to go in this draft? And where should he go? Is he going too early? And when Garrett Wilson gets picked, I want to pause and talk about it. I'm picking at the 1.4. Draft starts in 14 seconds. I'm picking at the 1.4. I want to know, and I'm not going to get Garrett Wilson because he's probably going to be gone before my 21st overall pick, and I'm certainly not taking him 4 overall. But when he goes, I want everybody to stop what they're doing and conversate about Garrett Wilson's ADP. Nobody reached too high for him. Smitty up in the slow draft. Okay, I'll take a look after I do this. Jefferson went 1. McCaffrey went 2. Hunt went Jamar Chase. I'm on the clock now. I'm going to scroll on over here. I've been doing a lot of Kelsey from this draft slot here. Cooper Kupp is not bad as well. I don't mind Cooper Kupp at all at this territory. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. 3 wide receiver minimum. So we'll go wide receiver and take it as we go. Okay, says Garrett Wilson 1.1. We'll see where he goes. He usually goes around 12 to 15 overall now. Wouldn't be shocked if he climbed into round 1. Let's not force that, though. Kelsey going number 5. Missed it by that much. Sorry, OJ. We do them every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, and probably some Sundays, too. Travis Kelsey went number 5. Stephon Diggs went number 6. Number 7, I think, is on the clock. He takes Jonathan Taylor. Elijah is up at the 8 pick. I really want to focus a lot on the play. Every time we do a draft, I want to really focus on one player. Talk about it. Explore, the good and bad of their ADP, solutions and strategies behind drafting said player, trading for said player if you miss out on them in a draft. What's the highest ADP I would be comfortable with? What's the most reasonable ADP we might see? CeeDee Lamb going at number 10. A.J. Brown went 9. Tyreek Hill went 8. Jonathan Taylor went 7. And this is where it gets a little bit close to where he could go. It's usually a 12-13 turn or a little bit into the 13, 14, 15 picks. But don't force it, Buck Nasty. Don't force it, bro. Don't force it just to be the guy. But, let's see what happens here. Devontae Adams, okay. Devontae Adams from Nasty. RDJ Sports, I know him. He's gonna take Garrett Wilson. He's gonna go Bijan and Garrett Wilson. I know he's gonna do it. There's no doubt about it. In my mind, he was gonna do that. It was 100% certainty he was gonna take him. There's no way our RDJ was gonna let him go. Is this okay? I kind of feel like it is. I think if he's the first drafted player in the second round, I'm fine. I don't want people taking him 9, 10, 7, or 8, because then your upside's he has to deliver where you're drafting him or you lose. I know it's a couple picks off, right? So 10 is 10 really that different than 13? But in a nutshell, in general, you're in the 12 spot. It makes sense. If you're in the 10 spot, not as much sense, because guess what? Back at 15, you're not going to get potentially the RB you could in Bijan at 10. So 10 and 15, I love it. I don't know if Garrett Wilson's going to ever fall to 15 anymore. But if you have the number 10 pick and you go Garrett Wilson, I don't know what you're – it's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like Garrett Wilson and Mahomes is what this guy would have had, Patrick Mahomes and Garrett Wilson. But I just don't reach for him. Let him fall to 12 and 13. The turn picks are fine. Let's. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm on the clock here. I already got Cooper Kupp. I'm going to go Brees. I'm going to go balanced approach. I haven't gone balanced in a while. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp, Brees Hall. I don't just force balance. I'll draft balance if it's best player available, or if all things seem equal. Brees Hall feels pretty darn good at 21. Cooper Kupp feels pretty darn good at 4, 5, 6. More so 5, 6, 7, but I could have went Kelsey, but in a 3 wide receiver mandatory, I went this route. What are we thinking, guys, on Garrett Wilson? Adam missed it. That's why you got to be subscribed to my Instagram channel. It's a private DM channel. Whenever I go live, I put it on that, bro. I put it on every time I'm going live. So, Adam, if you would have been subscribed to that. Ben, if you were subscribed to it, you would have known. Do you guys need the link to that? I'll drop it at the end. Every time I go live, I put it up on that Instagram channel, and it's a one-way conversation. You can heart it, you can thumb up or put a cucumber emoji, whatever emoji you want to drop on it. But it's a one-way conversation, reaction emojis only. That way, you don't have to get bothered all day long by people chatting in this group chat. It's a one-way chat where I announce stuff. It's called a broadcast channel. Of course, Hunt is gonna steal Burrow from me. Just perfect, bro. Way to go. Appreciate that. Man, I guess I'm going to go. Let's do a Derrick Henry draft. You guys always hear me talk about avoid Derrick Henry. Let's see if Derrick Henry in round 3 is acceptable. Let's take a look at it. Are we okay with this? 3rd round? What if he gets traded to Buffalo, like I said? Am I okay with Derrick Henry in Buffalo as my 3rd drafted player at 28 overall? I have to admit, if he's in Buffalo, if he's in a different landing spot, I might strongly change my mind in 3rd round territory. Fantasy football risk is all about cost of entry. It's all about risk versus reward. And don't worry about it, Lee. You got to do what you got to do. For me, it's not the end of the world to go Henry at some point in your draft. This is a person telling you to stay away from 1st round Henry value. 3rd round value, I don't think it's that crazy. Let's look at these teams so far. The 1 pick, JJ Waddle, Devontae Smith. The 2 pick, Christian McCaffrey, Hurts, and DK. Number 3 slot, Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Joe Burrow. Love that trio, Hunt. I love that trio. You got the stack. You got Burrow and Chase. You got Olave. I love that. That's a very good start. Cooper Kupp, Brees Hall, Derrick Henry. I like my start. Travis Kelce, Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb. Not bad. Depends on Chubb. Diggs, T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs. I'm not a huge fan of Jacobs this year with Jimmy G under center. JT, Kenneth Walker, ETN. I think I like it. I don't know that I like it because it's a 3 wide receiver mandatory league. You can start 2 running backs in a flex. Your flex is clearly ETN already. But what are your wide receivers going to look like? Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Tony Pollard, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, and Ramondre, CeeDee Lamb, Pat Mahomes, Debo. I really like that Tyreek, Josh Allen, Tony Pollard by Elijah. That's a good team. Buck has got Adam Saquon Hopkins, who could be in Dallas, and Amari Cooper, who used to be in Dallas. And, Team 12 are RD. RD's got Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Fields, Mark Andrews. Very solid team. Christian Watson becoming my favorite 4th round. I hope 5th round player sometimes, but I do take him in the 4th now. He typically goes in the 4th. He's becoming my favorite 4th round player. And Boost has a very good squad. CeeDee Lamb, Mahomes, Debo, and Christian Watson. Phenomenal. A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra, Ramondre, Calvin, Tyreek, Josh Allen, Tony Pollard, Hawkinson, very solid. Elijah, I think who are you going to get at wide receiver, bro? Or are you going to go tight end? DJ Moore, not a bad first wide receiver. Charles, my guy, is on the clock. He gets Jerry Jeudy. Gimme takes Lamar. That kind of stepped on my thought process here, but let's see. I don't know. I don't think I'm going. It's not a little early to go Drake London, but I was hoping to get him later. I kind of want to go. Yeah, I gotta go wide receiver here, and Drake's my surprise, like top 10, wide receiver. So I've got Cooper Kupp, Drake London at wide receiver, Breece Hall, Derrick Henry at running back, and this is me taking Henry for one of the very, very first times you've seen me take Henry in the third round. I gotta be honest with you, I don't hate it. If he goes to Buffalo, I don't hate it. Third round values. This is not like last year. Last year is a top 1, 2, 3, 4 overall player. This year's different. This year's the cost of entry is very different. If Henry goes to Buffalo, James Cook will be the best cuff out there. Yeah, he goes from a potential starter to a cuff, doesn't he? Jackson Smith and Jigba goes to Hunt, who's got a real well-rounded squad. I like it a lot. Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Hurts, DK, and Najee at the 2 pick, the 2 slot. That's pretty good. Number 1 overall has got Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. Let's open the phone lines, guys, because I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Here's the phone number. What your thoughts are on this DeAndre Hopkins buzz, this tweet right here. Also, we got to talk about Garrett Wilson. What do we feel? How do we feel about Garrett Wilson getting taken at the 13 overall pick, the 2.1? Do we all please drop a comment right now about Garrett Wilson going number 13 overall? Good, bad, every time, starting to fade. What is your thinking? Drop it now. Do it live. Pacheco going to run, who's got J.J. Waddle, Devontae Smith, Herbert. Let's see here. I'm on deck here. I could go QB, but I think I'm going to pass on QB. I could go running back. Let me just see here. I could go wide receiver. I like McLaurin a little bit. Let's see here. I could go. So I have 2 RBs in a. Oh boy. I'm gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs. So my team so far. Whoops! I clicked on the wrong player. My team so far. I saw somebody calling in, and I missed it. Steven from Mass, you're up, and whoever was trying to dial in again. Steven from Massachusetts, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? So I know you called it. You wanted your thoughts on, you wanted to know like who's called in, their thoughts on DeAndre Hopkins. I think that if he ends up going to Dallas, I think that's a nice move, just because of last year, Dallas was having trouble trying to find someone on the opposite side of CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb was definitely frustrating for because he had his blow-up spots, but he was up and down. So I just think that if that does happen and they are able to get DeAndre Hopkins, I do think that definitely be something good for mainly for I think CeeDee Lamb. I think that helps CeeDee Lamb go to the moon because he definitely has one-on-one coverage, and it also tells us as the community to try to that want to go back into the draft CeeDee Lamb that they're actually looking to try to have somebody else play alongside of him, so that way you can open up more coverage for single coverages for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty good.
Steven, take a breath real quick. Relax. Let me go. Stay right there. Spencer, what do you think about Garrett Wilson going number 2.1, bro? Do you think because that's the highest we've really seen him go now, and it's kind of on the regular. I don't know if it's our drafting community really forcing that or if we're seeing it in general. But how do you feel about that? Do you think that's perfect? Do you think it's at his high, but you're still willing to do it? What are you thinking, Spencer? 2.1.
Man, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I think he did really good this past year. But I was actually calling to get your thoughts on the Henry rumors, and then also what do you think the Titans are going to be looking at as far as quarterbacks this year?
Mm-hmm. Real quickly before I answer that, too early for me on Wilson, says golf. I just want to call golf and golf now because of Ron Navy. If you don't take Wilson at 2.1, you're not getting him, which is an accurate statement, I think, OJ. If you think he's top 5, it's a no-brainer. I agree with that sentiment. I do. Double A says, I don't think I want him as my wide receiver 1. I can understand that. I do. I disagree, but that doesn't mean that you're wrong, and some people might feel that way. I think he's good as my wide receiver 1 if he's my second drafted player. You know what I mean, Double A? Very different to be your wide receiver 1 as your first drafted player. Very different to be your wide receiver 1 if he's your second drafted player and you got an RB already or something. True Penguin says Wilson at 13 is good. Let me just draft this pick real quick, and then your question was about Henry. Now, I took Henry right here at 28 overall in the 3rd round, and I usually don't draft Henry, but I like to do things different every time I draft. I'd like to give you guys a sense of like, okay, let me see if I'm wrong. Let me draft Henry here and see how I feel. Where's my line in the sand for Henry? Just because I said avoid Henry, or I have said avoid Henry at 1st round value, 2nd round value, doesn't mean I'm open-minded. I'm not open-minded. Doesn't mean I'm not open-minded to potentially draft him as my 3rd drafted player. Let me real quickly take a look at the situation here. So Pickens is available. I could use a wide receiver here. Darren Waller's there. I'll probably go Pickens and just get another wide receiver. So right now my team looks as follows. I've got Cooper Kupp, Drake London, George Pickens. I got Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs. That's pretty good. As for Derrick Henry, if he goes to Buffalo, my guy, I love him in Buffalo because of what he does for the team. So from a team perspective, from a club perspective, this is like a level up to get in a position to outdo KC or try and stay ahead of KC. Because if anybody thinks KC isn't going to make some kind of weird move or make some splash, you got to almost stay ahead of him. And I think that if Buffalo does that, that's pretty good. And I don't know if he'll run for the same amount of yardage, but maybe he stays healthy, being used differently in Buffalo. Maybe he stays healthy enough to get 12 to 14 touchdowns and like 1,000 yards even, instead of trying to run for 1,500, 1,700 yards and breaking in week 8. So we'll have to play it by ear. What do you think of Derrick Henry? And then we'll go to we had another caller, but I think he jumped. Ben, you still there? Oh, Ben's there. Ben, hang tight. Spencer, what do you think of Derrick Henry?
Man, I mean, I'm a Titans fan. So when I first heard that the Titans were quote unquote shopping around, I was kind of like stunned at first. But, I mean, we're going to have to do something as a Titans fan to be a playoff team. That's why my other question for you was kind of like, who do you think we're going to go for as far as quarterbacks? I like Dobbs. I think Willis has potential, but I don't really know what the Tennessee's going to look at as far as, working around with Derrick Henry or shopping him around either. So I was just going to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I apologize if this isn't what you want to hear, but I think Tennessee's going to be most likely, unless they get Lamar Jackson, which they're a player. We haven't heard them shoot it down yet. At least I haven't heard a concrete, piece of news. I believe that Tennessee is out and not like at least thinking about it, behind closed doors or something. But if you guys don't go after Lamar, you're trading Derrick Henry. And if you're trading Derrick Henry, your team's falling apart and it's a rebuild. I don't think Tennessee's got a shot at all of doing anything positive this year. They're probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league if they don't go in the direction of building around Henry for one more year, reloading, so to speak. So quarterback, I don't know. Malik Willis he was drafted for a reason. If you try and go the rebuild route, he'll probably get a shot, or you'll pair him with another quarterback or figure something out. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know where Tannehill's going to be. I don't know what's in store for Tannehill. I don't know if there's any interest from other teams. Tannehill probably not. I just don't know I don't know what to make of Tennessee right now, bro. They're very, very, very much on that teeter-totter point of unloading all the talent, trading Henry away, and just totally rebuilding around Burks and maybe giving Malik a look and just starting from the ground floor, or you reload for one more year. You get Lamar. Like if it was me, bro, I could save the franchise for one more year. I would go get Lamar. I would trade for Hopkins. He's a second round pick. He's probably a third round pick. You could probably get Hopkins for a third and a fourth, I bet you. You go get Hopkins, you give him to Lamar, and you have Derrick Henry for one more year, and you start doing your best via the draft and the rest of the offseason to build the offensive lineup a little bit. But it's not going to happen, I don't think. I think Henry's on the move. They get a second-round pick for him, and what are you going to do with it? You know, you're about to turn the page and go into total rebuild and disaster mode, in my opinion. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but
I think that's probably what's coming. Well, I'll let you pass it on to the next caller, Smitty, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, Spencer, if you want to hang out, you can. If you want to just drop off at any point, you can drop off. But usually, you know, around this time, we just let everybody hang on the phone if you want to toss out some more questions or chime in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hang tight.
Yeah,
Ben. Ben, what's up?
What's up, Smitty? How's it going?
I'm good, bro. What do you think of my team so far, Ben? I've got Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, who I normally don't draft, but we're going to try it out, see how it feels, right? Third round, I'm okay with it. Third round, this is not first round Derrick Henry anymore. I'm kind of okay with third round Derrick Henry. Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, very formidable running back crew, and I only need to start two. And then I've got Cooper Kupp, Drake London, George Pickens, Darren Waller.
That's a squad. The only pick I would have made differently, well, I mean, maybe a few just because we're different, but I probably would have taken Mike Williams instead of Jahmyr Gibbs, although I know he should be falling down the board with the Keenan Allen signing. 52 is not a bad spot for him, but that's a squad, man. And you got your flex spot filled if Gibbs is going to go off this year, you know?
Yeah, well, hey, I just made another draft selection. I took Zach Charbonnet. So now I've got Gibbs, Charbonnet for my flex. I got Henry and Breece, and then my three wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Drake London, George Pickens, and I got Darren Waller.
Yeah, you might be able to just grab one more solid running back that you feel good about and call it good there at 5, honestly, if you're comfortable with that, and just hammer receiver.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. What else you call about, pal?
I was just saying I like Garrett Wilson at 13. I think that's where he should be going. Top 15 for sure.
That's where he went,
I am kind of avoiding him in that area just because I was able to get a lot of drafts in already. So I was able to get him 20, 21, 22 for a while.
Bro, I got Garrett Wilson. I believe, if my memory serves me correct, in the third round on this semi-regular, you know, very early on. I want to say. I don't think he was always in round 2. So, I mean,
he was usually going at the end of 2 or early in the third. But yeah, I got a lot of him in the very beginning of the third and end of round 2. So, but he should be going top 15 definitely. So I'm definitely going to be in the next tournaments coming up. I'll be definitely trying to get the exposure up in those ones. But since he's moved up so much already in these ones, and if anyone else already has a lot of him, later it might be best to smooth out your picks a little bit. I've been drafting some JT at 13, 14, 15.
I don't mean to brag, bro, because, hey, real quick, I don't mean to, I got to interrupt you. I don't mean to brag. I don't always draft the best team. I admit it, but this team is good. I just got Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet, Cooper Kupp, Drake London, George Pickens, Darren Waller. Sorry, go ahead. I had to selfishly interrupt and pat my own back real quick. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that was all. That's a great team. I was just saying for anyone that does have a lot of Garrett Wilson, it might be nice to kind of cool off of him for the rest of this tournament if you've already got your shares. But he's definitely a top 15 guy.
I feel like, hey, Ada, you know what I'll do is I'll do a private league at the end of this. It'll be a slow draft, and I'll drop the link at us. You can jump right into draft, okay? I can't promise people will draft fast tonight, but most people that are going to join are probably going to be on the ball. So I'll drop a private draft link, slow draft, right after this, okay, Ada? So hang tight. Maybe that's what we do at the end of this. We always do that. We drop that way we don't do two things at once. We drop one at the end. Let's go over to Steven. Steven, hold on. Steven, hang tight. You'll go next. We have Travis. Travis Rowe, what's up, pal?
Hey, how's it going? I was going to say I like the in the best ball with taking was it Hall and Henry, and then kind of pairing those with rookies. You kind of have guys that are good veterans and you think you know what they're going to do with some risk, and then a couple rookies to mix in there.
I mean,
look at a good strategy.
I mean, look at this team. I feel like Gibbs or Charbonnet. I feel is I seriously would. I'd probably put my little pinky finger on the line. Maybe not maybe not another finger, but my little finger on the line that one of those guys is going to explode. I'm going to land it. I'm going to do 2024 show without a finger. You what?
To get London and Pickens with Cup is pretty nice too.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely need to look at this next wide receivers that are available, but I tend to go like cold turkey on wide receiver for a while because I don't love like looking at this list from Darnell Mooney to Juju to Mike Thomas to Donovan Peoples-Jones to Osborne. Even Zay I like, but it's crowded in Jacksonville, so Zay Jones.
No man's land.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, I kind of go toward the other positions. I just say, you know what? Who else is out there? Let me just take a gander. I mean,
there's as much risk with those wide receivers as they are with like the next couple of tiers of wide receivers. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. I might wait on a wide receiver here. Kareem Hunt is somebody that intrigues me because he's the best free agent.
I wanted the Patriots to go after. I'm a Patriots fan. I wanted the Patriots to get him, not James Robinson. I don't get that at all.
He's the very best free agent running back left. Like if you had to say, Smitty, give me a running back that's not drafted yet. I mean, I like Sean Tucker down low, but Kareem Hunt's the one player that I feel like there could be potential rags to riches transformation here.
The Browns really didn't use him a ton, so
I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna double up on quarterback here. So I got Carr and Aaron Rodgers just to make sure I'm covered there. Hey Travis, what do you think about this? This the whole focal point of tonight, like in a nutshell, is Hopkins, and then talk about Garrett Wilson's ADP. Is Garrett Wilson at 2.1 acceptable to you?
I mean, it might be a little high. I guess it depends on what like your league mates are doing. If they're just taking all the receivers off the board early, you might kind of be forced into that. But I think you had it right, kind of towards the turn at second round or whatever. 12 or 13. Did you say something like that?
Yeah, I'm on the clock in this draft.
Is that where it went? Go for it.
Let me take Charbonnet. In this draft, I'm on the clock here. I don't know who I want. I don't know who do I have here. Let's go tight end. Okay, I picked in those other drafts, guys. Oh, big board. I got just a few seconds left. Kareem Hunt's available. Tight end. Let's go Kareem Hunt. I said I wanted one more running back. There. Now I'm going to circle back to wide receiver. I hope I didn't screw up there. I think I'm okay. I think there's some guys I really like that are a little ways down. I think my sleeper went. Who took my sleeper? This is the disadvantage. Sky Moore. Hunt took him. He's down a ways, but we get sniped when we draft together. It's the way it is. I would have taken Sky Moore, come back around. Sky Moore is one of my favorite wide receivers to grab in the 12, 13, 14 range. He's always falling. I'm sorry. What did you say about Garrett Wilson?
No, I was just saying. What were you saying? Taking him out like the turn of the
2.1. We probably don't want him going higher than that. Like you don't want to be reaching Richard and be reaching Richard where you're reaching for at number 7, 8, 6 because you just can't help yourself. You think someone else is going to take him. And then you just start ruining his ADP. But like 2.1, I'm fine with it, dude. If he's my second drafted player, even though that's the second drafted player drafted out of all the teams, it still is perfect to me. Because you could get Bijan and Garrett at 12 and 13 turn. And if Bijan goes early, which, with our group, he would. But I've seen him go at 12 a lot. And he did in this draft. Even in our group, he went 12. So 12 and 13, Bijan, Garrett Wilson. Probably my favorite late first round, early second round duo.
Yeah, you're good. I wouldn't be surprised if Bijan even people start taking him earlier than that as time goes on.
I might have a little video as long as it lasts where I say my favorite draft strategy is probably Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Burrow. And Burrow's going to fall in some drafts. He's been going in the 4th round in a lot of these best ball drafts. Promo code Smitty. Link is pinned in the live chat. Link is in the description of every video. If you want to be a part of this, each like every other night, make sure you click that link now. Sign up now, $10 minimum, and that way you're ready to go. You won't miss the next draft. You'll be prepared already. Plus, you can jump in them now. You can just jump in, click the big board. All you got to do is go to the main lobby. See this at the top, there's a lobby button at the very top left. And then when you're on this carousel here on the main lobby, just the main front page of the app, there's the little board that's $3 an entry, $50K in prizes, and the big board, $10 an entry, $1 million in prizes. And then all your drafts that you currently are in is in the active tab. So I'm going to click on the big board and get back in there. So I'm 4 picks away. What about Hopkins? You think Hopkins, what's this tweet mean to you, Travis? And then we're going to go over to Steven, and then we're going to just open floor. If anybody wants to interrupt anybody, talk, whatever. Hopkins, what's this mean right here? Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins, it's about that time. Triple eyeball emojis. Hopkins putting up a, what's this mean?
Yeah, I think something's going to happen soon because they had that, and then I don't know what it means, but every time the Patriots have signed a guy this year, Mac Jones starts following the player 2 days before, and he just followed Hopkins, and so it seems like stuff is picking up there. I was going to ask you I know I'm not a big Mac Jones guy. I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm not huge on him. But if the Patriots got Hopkins, for real life football, not for fantasy, but do you think they can win some games, or are they still just you think Mac Jones just isn't going to do it?
I think similar to the Titans question, who is the Titans? Was it Spencer? I said that if I was in charge of the Titans, I could revive them. Not only could I revive them for one more year, but I'd start building for the future as well in the same breath. But if I was the New England Patriots, I would go after Lamar. If I was the Titans, I would go after Lamar. I don't love Lamar and the Titans, but if they were to go get Hopkins, that would change it for me, because I think you could try and build around that for one more year and then try and build for the future as well. But if I'm Bill Belichick, I do not trust Mac Jones whatsoever. I go get Lamar, I go get Hopkins, and then now you've got a team. Now you've got a team that could actually compete for the division. But if Hopkins goes to New England with Mac Jones being the quarterback, I'm going to say a prayer. Goodbye, Hopkins. It was nice knowing you. It's where wide receivers go to fall into the abyss. DJ Doo-Doo. Or no, DJ Doo-Doo. Sorry. DJ Doo. Smitty, why is oh wait a minute, I'm almost up. Okay. Smitty, why is that Adams thrived as the main wide receiver for the Packers, but Lamb can't do the same? Lamb, what do you mean? Lamb thrived. What are you talking about? Lamb had a nice year. What do you mean? What you talking about, DJ Doo?
People still sleep on Lamb.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know who I'm going to take here? I'm going to take Darnell Washington. I know I say these rookies usually take a little while, but if there's going to be a rookie tight end that does well right away, it will be Washington. He's 6'7", absolute monster.
You probably know more. I was going to ask you, how come I don't get sometimes, I know with tight ends it's a lot more complicated, learning the books and the blocking and plays and all that, but how come with some of these tight ends they don't drop more red zone packages for them just in that area? You would think more guys would score more touchdowns.
Well, if you're smart,
and then kind of get them into it.
Darnell Washington's one of those guys who got 8 touchdowns as a rookie and have 400 yards. So I think it just depends on if the coach is smart, knows what he's got. Steven, you got anything you want to add? And then Spencer, and then Ben.
Yeah, add on the DeAndre Hopkins stuff, or just something new?
Whatever you want, bro.
All right, because I was just going to ask you, because you're talking about the tight ends. What do you think about the Bengals addressing the tight end position? Because it looks like they just lost Hayden Hurst, and I think that they tried to work out Foster Moreau, whatever his name is, but that was trying to take over for Darren Waller, but do you think that they try to take that on in the draft? And if they do, is there any of those guys that you like? Because I think if they can get a decent tight end in there, I think that'd be real nice, nice value.
I don't know if Darnell Washington's climbed into a higher territory or he's still lower, but bro, if you're at 28 overall and the big 4 wide receivers are off the board, you don't want to go Gibbs or Charbonnet, which I probably would if I was Cincy. If I was the decision maker there, it would be Gibbs or Charbonnet. I wouldn't even hesitate. I'm sorry. I know I'm an offensive-minded guy, but Sauce Gardner was my number 1 ranked player in last year's draft, and rightly so. Might I add Sauce Gardner? I'm very, very much sorry about the mess. Look at this place. Look at this place. A lot of this is right here. I had no time to clean up. Ron Navy drops a $20 hauler, and I had to make it rain all over the floor. It's absolutely filthy in here. But what was I saying? Oh, if I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I would 100% go Gibbs or Charbonnet, but I would also think Darnell Washington there. 6'7". 6'7". You put a 6'7" guy into the lineup, to your point, near the goal line, in a goal line package, Jamar Chase has got one-on-one coverage. Way more than he should. Like this, it's just Burrow's going to go out there. He'd be the most, I think, accurate and effective quarterback inside the 10-yard line in the NFL. There would be nobody, even Mahomes, there'd be nobody that would be more accurate than Joe Burrow. If he's got Higgins, he's got Washington at tight end, 6'7" target, and Jamar Chase. It would just basically be every single time Burrow would step back, he'd be on the 5-yard line, okay? Anytime they're at the 1-yard line, the 5-yard line, the 7-yard line, it'd be Burrow. Blue 47, hatchback 25, cross route, throw it to the 6'7" tight end, hike. Toss it up, bro. It would just be uncontested. Chase, Washington, Higgins, wide open. He would make a fine pick there, but I don't know if his value's climbed that high yet. I think it might have. His pro day, he was such a monster.
Yeah. You think he could go in the first round?
You what?
You think Washington can go in the first round? Sorry to interrupt.
I think so. I mean, his pro day. I was going to time out, so I probably shouldn't have taken an RB there, but I was going to time out. I think so. I mean, his pro day measuring it at 6'7". We heard he was 6'6" and like a half, and then it went to 6'7". I'm not sure what he actually came in at officially, but I mean, he's a monster.
Someone in the chat had a good point too. I don't know what type of money they have, but Schultz to the Bengals would be a nice move.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't even get addressed that. I was about to say that. Thank you for reminding me. Dalton Schultz is the best tight end available to be signed, and if you are the Bengals or you're the Bills, you're bringing in Dalton Schultz. I will almost guarantee you, I can't guarantee it, but I'll almost guarantee you that Dalton Schultz will be on the Bengals or the Bills because he has to be. But I don't have any other reason than he has to be. There's no other place he would go. Like
such common sense and thing.
Yeah, it's like a pot of gold sitting there. Are you really not going to walk toward it? And if you're the Bengals or the Bills, you're going after him because Knox is pretty good, but you're getting Dalton Schultz. But if you're the Bengals, you just lost Hurst. I mean, it's obvious he's going to the Bengals. I think it's pretty obvious. But if they, I'm just saying, if you give me that scenario about drafting him, I'd take him at 28, Darnell Washington, if he was there. But yeah, I mean, end of day, bro. You gotta. Let's see.
If Buffalo brings in Schultz, you think they move on from Knox, try to see who might need like a tight end or something, and they just cut bait, or do you think that just two tight ends?
Yeah, you mean depending on the contract, you just roll with two. Man, this guy Cage and I we're two different people. Like Cage and I don't think we see eye to eye on one single thing. Raiders a sleeper team for Schultz. Why would Schultz want to go to the Raiders, bro? this is up to him, and he's going to pick the Raiders. Maybe Cage is right, because sometimes players don't know what's good for them. It's really weird. Antonio Brown didn't want to go to the Buffalo Bills. He got traded to the Buffalo Bills for about 10 minutes, and he said, I'm not going. And so they nixed the trade. They said, look, if he doesn't want to play here, we're not going to trade for him. So Buffalo rescinded the trade, and then he goes to the Raiders, who we're talking about. Then he burns his feet off, Cage. That's where you go to burn your feet off, bro. You think Schultz wants to go to the Raiders? I don't think so. No. Jimmy doesn't use tight ends. Jimmy doesn't know how to throw to a tight end, bro. George Kittle went missing for 2 or 3 years. And all of a sudden, Brock Purdy comes in and Kittle's an absolute monster again. I wonder why. Because little Jimmy G...
Will just be blocking.
Little Jimmy G, he plays hot potato. He goes, hike, 1, 2, 3, 4, take it. and the tight ends don't always just run immediate routes. Sometimes they block, they break off a route. Kittle was never involved in anything. Never was going to be with Jimmy G. If Dalton Schultz goes to the Raiders, Cage, I'll give you your flowers, but I'll also just completely, I don't know, I might not go live for a couple days. I'll be so upset that his wasted talent goes to the Raiders. It won't happen. It won't happen. But Cage, I appreciate you. I just don't know when we're going to agree on something. That's all I'm going to say. Cage to the moon.
To the moon.
Cage is probably like, I don't want to go to the moon. He disagrees with everything I say.
Yeah, because I didn't realize that Dalton Schultz is a free agent, and if he doesn't go to Dallas, what do you think that they do at tight end? You think that they're going to draft one of these guys too?
They could, but it's a really deep tight end class. Also, I don't know who's out there, the remaining free agent tight ends. Let me pull it up real quick. 2023. Let's see who else is out there. Gesicki just signed. Hurst signed. Is Austin Hooper signed yet? Tunyon's gone.
Yeah, Robert Tunyon.
Tunyon went to the Bears, right?
Yeah, Hayden Hurst's gone. He's signed. Hooper, Foster Moreau, Irv Smith, Mercedes Lewis is out there. That was one of the Aaron Rodgers demands, according to Diana Rossini. Yeah,
Cowboys would be foolish not to bring him back, but
he might not want to.
Maybe he wants to leave.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to come back. Parham, is Parham available, Cage?
No, he went back to the Chargers.
Parham, you're wrong again. Or I'm sorry, Cage. Cage, you're wrong again about Parham.
I'm pretty sure. Someone check me on that.
All right, maybe Cage is right. Hold on. Parham, hold on. Hold that.
You're right. Parham got re-signed.
Okay,
Re-signed. Cage.
yeah, I thought so.
Cage, you're taking a lap.
Sorry, Cage. Just real quick.
One of these days, Cage, you're gonna get it. You and I are gonna be on the same page, bro. I promise you, it's gonna happen. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who is this? Who's talking right now?
This is Travis. So.
Okay, Travis, what's up?
If I'm talking too much, just tell me. I'll quiet down for other people. But the Bills cut McKenzie today. Do you think Khalil Shakir might be an option? He looked pretty good in the time he had last year and a few chances.
I do like Shakir. I do. I think he's a really, really decent player. Christian Silva also brings up a good point. If, let's say, Schultz doesn't go to Buffalo or to Cincinnati, I will say I'll add in this location because it does make a lot of sense with the Chargers. That would be good.
Yeah.
Because Herbert needs another weapon. That would be really, really good. Rodgers and Thielen and Buddy, says Grace. Schultz to the Jets as another weapon for A-Rod. That's possible, too. That definitely could happen. I could see that happen. Let's go.
They have Conklin.
Yeah.
And is that it?
Yeah. But I could see it happening. Let's see. Ben, you got anything else?
I was just going to say, I know this will never, ever happen in the draft with the boys from our show, but I have seen Joe Burrow fall down in back-to-back drafts, got taken at 51 and 52.
Yeah.
The Jamar Chase team
I
in
see
the
him.
5th round.
I see Burrow, and I said that before you jumped on, I think, that we're seeing Burrow go in round 4. And so what I was saying was at the end of 3, one of my favorite strategies, Bijan's falling to 12 in leagues where we're not all in the same league. And Garrett Wilson's falling to 13 or 14, obviously. So Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Joe Burrow's kind of one of my favorite trios. Like if you don't get a Jamar Chase pick and you're down at the other end of this draft, I really like Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Joe Burrow. It's a really good trio.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy if you have Jamar to pass on him in the 4th. But, like, I saw a couple teams able to do it and get him in the 5th, which is just ridiculous. But, yeah, the only reason I could also not see Schultz going to the Bengals is because the reports on Schultz are that he wants to, like, break the market at tight end. He wants a bag. And I don't know if the Bengals are trying to drop a bag, but
yeah,
he
but
could hopefully be willing to take like a discount for the championship equity that he would get being in Cincinnati.
But does anybody pay him the bag? Like, have you noticed no one's made an offer? There's no talk about Schultz. Have you heard one rumor the last like 2 or 3 days on Schultz? I haven't.
Right, that's true. But I just think maybe there's probably going to be a team that'll offer him more than Cincinnati. But like he could definitely still pick Cincinnati because who wouldn't want to be catching balls from Joe Burrow playing with Chase and Higgins?
The answer is nobody. Everybody wants to catch a football from Joe Burrow. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I would take a discount to do that too. So hopefully.
Discount, double check, baby. The Chargers have shown interest in Dalton Schultz. That's the only thing we've seen, though. So that's a good one, Christian.
Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator for Dallas. So I think that's what it is. They're trying to recruit Dalton Schultz over.
Yeah.
I saw that they might be interested in Ezekiel Elliott too.
Good one, Christian. Good one. I like it, man. Add it to my now trio. Can I amend my guarantee for my pinky finger? Dalton Schultz on the Bengals, the Bills, or the Chargers. Locked. Absolute locked. We got to throw the Chargers in. It's a good landing spot. Especially if, you're only getting like 10 games each out of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. These guys are ridiculous. How does everybody like the squad so far? Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Mike White. I took Mike White because I feel like you need something different that other people don't have, and kind of feel like he gets in there at some point, and Tua's no longer playing, and he's the signal caller. Then I got Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Gibbs, Charbonnet, Kareem Hunt, Tank Bigsby. I got Cooper Kupp, Drake London, George Pickens, Isaiah Hodgins, Robert Woods, Nico Collins, Waller, and Darnell Washington. Not bad.
That's a good team. It's just a little light at receiver is all. But everywhere else, you're smashing.
Yeah.
Even receivers pretty good.
Comes at a cost to build this.
I think Hodgins is going to be really good.
Yeah. He did most of this. If you look at his game log, he did most of that 392 and 4 in a small time frame. Like, people just kind of look at that number and they're like, he had played, 17 games. Not really. When he was utilized, he did a lot of that in a very close amount of games.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it in an earlier show. He wasn't even on them to start the season. So
yeah, yep, true. I love Hodgins.
Sorry, I was going to say real quick. One of my favorite drafts I did the other day, I grabbed Mike White in the 20th to stack with Tyreek. And I like it.
Yeah, I like grabbing Mike White in these drafts. I need a wide receiver again.
Because you do like a best ball format. Do you try to look at like some of the handcuffs too, just in case like if somebody goes down? Because it's like best ball, like you get a chance at one of those handcuffs, and that maybe that they blow up and that they put up like decent points.
For sure.
Is that like a strat?
For sure, it's case by case though. Like if you take like I'll show you what I'm doing right here. So this is like a wide receiver cuff. I'm going to go Darius Slayton, and I also have Hodgins, So to me, it makes a lot of sense in best ball because one of these guys will probably be the guy, and they still can help in best ball if they both have a good day or something. But that's kind of a cuffing situation. You normally don't do that with wide receivers. You know, I think, like, let's say whoever's the backup to Tony Pollard, I'm feeling in best ball it's a pretty good, you know, cuffing. But at the same time, in a best ball, you might not even need more than 4 or 5 running backs, so you may not even need to cuff whoever you have. But it's just case by case. You know, I definitely feel like even in a Tua and Mike White situation in best ball, that's very good to cuff Tua. If you get screwed at quarterback, you waited too long, and you're stuck with Tua, well, get Tua Mike White, then it's actually not that bad. And then you get another quarterback to be certain. You can't roll with 2 quarterbacks in best ball. You have to go with more. Like, I'm even going to go with another. I'm not going to leave it at 3 quarterbacks. Because
I got a few thoughts on that. I actually disagree about grabbing Mike White with Tua. I like pairing the receivers from the same team, but if you're going to grab Mike White and Tua, I really think it's best to grab them in separate drafts, because if you're able to advance, whichever one's healthy, and they're able to go off for you, that's going to be what does it.
Yeah, it could be.
In weeks in 17.
You
don't want to grab Ian Trey Lance because
we got a 20.
You're only going to get 17 weeks out of production combined between those 2 quarterbacks. But if you take 30 in one draft and another.
Yeah, but I'm not about making one of them lose. I think you could potentially still draft both teams to win, and I think Tua and Mike White, depending on where you get Mike White, if it's very, very late, I think it still protects that Tua team. And then in the other draft, if you just take Mike White, you still could win the league too. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think I don't think I have to sacrifice one. I think I can grab Mike White and Tua together, and I still grab like a Derek Carr if I can. Like I'd still stock up at QB. I got a TMT super chat here. Hold on 1 second. $20 holler. Let's go, broski. Hold on. The 20 wad TMT dropping the 20 wad on screen says best fantasy show on TV. Smitty, one question: what draft picks do you think the Cowboys would have to give up to get into the range to draft Bijan? Very, very good question. And I don't want Jerry Jones to hear me. So, Jerry Jones, put on your earmuffs, because I don't want Tony Pollard to be looking at this situation. But if, let's say, they paid me to come in and consult, I would say you want to get Bijan, you like to guarantee you're going to get him, you really got to trade up into like the mid-teens or the early teens. He could go to the Bears at 9, but I highly doubt it now with the Foreman signing. Not that Foreman's a monster. It's just when you pay someone a certain amount of money, you bring in the second running back, it kind of tells a little bit of a story of the direction you're leaning. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba's becoming more of a non-defensive player option for them if they were to go that route and not take a defensive player. I think the Eagles, you know, they also have Penny now. I don't know that necessarily paints that story either, but you just start thinking, okay, these teams may wait. And it's dumb. It's dumb. He's generational. You know, the Falcons, maybe they do grab him at 8. I doubt it, though, but maybe they do. The Lions could take him at 6, but they also could take him at 18. I feel like 18's vulnerable, so if we're going to work our way up. So Chargers, 21, he's gone, I think, at 21 or 22. I think Baltimore, the Chargers, he doesn't slip past those picks. Detroit's a vulnerable spot for Dallas if they're trying to get, you know, Bijan to fall. Green Bay, Washington, Pittsburgh, they're not going to do anything. New England, probably not. Jets, no way. Houston at 12, it's possible. It's possible, but if I'm Houston, I'm taking a wide receiver like Jackson Smith and Jigba. If Tennessee trades Derrick Henry away for a second-round pick, is it feasible for them to take Bijan? Yeah, because they could try and rebuild, you know, around the same kind of formula they had. So, like, 11. I guess 11 would be your almost guarantee, I think, to get him, which is crazy because in the beginning of the year, I thought there's no way he falls out of 10. But maybe he still goes in the top 10, but I'm kind of getting a vibe that it's about 50-50 he goes before like 11.
That 11 spot's interesting.
Yeah.
With the Derrick Henry stuff, and And even if they keep Henry, they might trade out of that to get more picks even.
Yeah. So not a guarantee you're going to get him at 11, but I just mean it's a pretty. Let's see here.
I was going to say Detroit. I was going to say real quick, we just got to take Detroit out of the race for Bijan with the Montgomery signing, right?
Yeah, I'm probably.
The one team I think that could probably get him because I don't even think that they even know what they're going to do is probably the Raiders. I know if they tendered Josh Jacobs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. Just because it seems like they don't have like any type of plan of like what they want to do.
Yeah.
Smitty, what do you think about the Cardinals if they trade out of 3? Do you think they could go after Bijan there? I know Connor's there, but
I don't think. I mean, if they traded down to like, let's say, let me think of a team that might want that 3 spot. Let's say Detroit at 18 said, "Hey, we like Goff, but we're going to draft Bryce Young," and which would be really intriguing for the long term. Then let's say the Cardinals are at 18 and Bijan falls. Absolutely, I think they consider it. Okay, so I'm going to do a private draft. Who wants to do a private draft? Ada, give me a price point, bro. What do you want, Ada? Remember like if we choose a $25, the prizes would be depending on the size. Like if we did a 12-person slow draft, $25 would be a $270 prize. If we did a $15 6-person, it'd be $81. If we did a 14-person $10 draft, it'd be $124. So that that's how that works. Sandus is Justin Ross, wide receiver 1 season. As much as I want to believe that, bro, I don't know. I'm not hearing anything about his recovery. He had that neck injury and the spine neck like fusing thing, and I don't know. He was such a good player. Addis is $5. Okay, geez, I thought Ada was gonna. Let's do okay, we'll do a $5 slow draft, private league. Share
Smitty,
yeah.
Quick question before I had to roll out.
Yeah. There it is. Guys, you want to join this private league with me right now? It's a private league. There's 11 people and me going to take this. It's not a big prize. Like, we can't control the prizes. If we choose a $5 draft, then Underdog sets that prizes. If we do a $25 or $12 or a $5, they do a rake and then they give you the rest. So if anybody wants to jump into this league, it lasts the entire year, weeks 1 through 14, and then let's see here. Okay, go ahead. What'd you say, bro?
So right now, obviously, you're just doing these are all mock drafts that's going on right now?
Nope, these are all live best ball drafts.
Gotcha. So I've been out of the loop as far as the NFL goes. So I've been keeping up with the NBA. So Bijan Robinson. Why is he so high up on the projections?
He's the best running back prospect to come out of college since really Barkley or Adrian Peterson. So he's just an absolute beast, and he's going to be.
So like with somebody being that fresh, I guess as a fantasy drafter. Like what concern should somebody have drafting a fresh rookie that you haven't really seen yet? Like, is it for him to go, top 12 like that? Is there any hesitancy coming from that?
By the way, the draft field starts in 58 seconds. It's a slow draft, but with all of us in here, we might be able to get through a couple rounds. And TMT, thank you for that super chat, my guy. TMT to the moon, absolute monster. Thank you, TMT. To answer your question, who is it that asked the question? Spencer. I think it's like anything, it's case by case. Is he the next generational talent running back? Yes. When I watch him with my eyeballs, bro, my eyeballs tell me this is Tomlinson meets Barkley meets Nick Chubb meets I don't know, a whole bunch of different players. And he to me, I have a bold prediction video out. He's going to finish, in my opinion, in bold prediction style. This isn't like a lock, but it's just how I feel. He's going to be the number one running back in fantasy football this year as a rookie. And I don't know where he's going to land. He's never taken a snap in the NFL. I know that's bold, but I feel like his high draft capital command, as you're alluding to, and it is sniffing the top 10. The problem is landing spots, and the problem is team need. Are the Bears going to actually draft Bijan anymore? Probably not with Foreman now. I don't. Not that Foreman's a big player, but it's like just the money and now having, just the rotation that's there now. It's hard. Like the Eagles, are they gonna with Penny? Is Penny a big difference maker? Probably not. Falcons, Algiers there. Raiders, they franchise tag Josh Jacobs, so they're not going to go after him. Monty landed with the Lions. So the landscape has changed a lot in this territory, which we used to call Bijan Row, because it was 5 straight picks where Bijan could go. Felt like Bijan's territory, like he owned this section of the draft. But now it feels like Tennessee's not going to take him unless they trade away Henry. But it feels like Houston's a vulnerable spot. Even though they have Pierce, it's a generational talent. New York's not going near him. New England probably not. Green Bay won't. Washington probably won't. Pittsburgh won't. Detroit, like I said, Monty, or like we said earlier on the call, but it's still a place he was gonna go. Like it was a good spot. Tampa Bay, no, I don't think. Maybe, but I doubt it. Seattle, no. Miami lost their 21 overall pick, so the 21 pick goes to the Chargers. Chargers, yes. Even if they have Eckler still, yes, Bijan goes 21. If they pass for whatever reason, they go Jackson Smith and Jigba because somehow he fell, which he won't, or Quentin Johnston to give Herbert that big weapon. Baltimore, I don't think he goes past 22 Baltimore, if I had to guess. I'll go Tyreek Hill here. So we're kind of rolling through. This is a 10-hour timer because it's off at midnight, so it gives you like extra time, but it's usually 8 hours during the day. It went JJ, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp. Oh, let me share the screen. This is a private draft that we dropped at the end there. JJ, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Grimm is on the clock. This is an 8-hour timer, but everyone's blasting through it because everybody joined, on the stream. CeeDee Lamb just went. Lunchbox is up. All right, guys, I'm about out of here. Let me give you each a little bit of time. Ben, 10 seconds, 10 to 20 seconds, go.
I was going to say, in regards to asking about the stacking earlier, like Eli Mitchell is one of my favorite picks in the 11th, 12th round, but I'm trying not to take him on teams that I have Christian McCaffrey because I'm just assuming when I take Christian McCaffrey that he's going to be ready to rock and roll and he's going to be the guy.
But I
understand
why you do that to a degree, but why not just draft Mitchell in some of the places where you don't have CMC, and then if he lands, you win? But why not also back up CMC so your CMC teams don't have, like, if he's out for 4 games, you're covered. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do both.
I actually did do it on accident once or twice, but I just believe when I take Christian McCaffrey with the number 3 overall pick that I'm assuming he is going to be the one that's healthy in weeks 15, 16, and 17. And my exposure to Mitchell is really going to be 3 times as high anyway because I'm not going to have to pay the same amount of capital for him, and I believe in him, both of them. But, yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate you. I keep calling him Goff. Thank you, Jared Goff. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate you, Ben. Call back tomorrow, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Smitty. Have a good night.
Yeah, Steven, you got 10, 20 seconds. What do you got? Then Travis next.
Just with this stuff, like, because you were talking about, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, about Dalvin Cook. With where do you rank Alexander Madison if he is like the lead back? How far up does he creep up to the draft board? Does he go around the same range as Tony Pollard is going right now, or
Thanks,
what are your thoughts on that?
Thanks, I think. Appreciate you. Where's Hugo near Tony Pollard? Which player?
I was talking about Alexander Madison because I believe a couple days ago you were just talking about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
That if he does get traded, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Madison.
I got you.
What's the guy you blew up?
Not Pollard level. Pollard's second round capable, and Pollard's in the third round a lot. And I love Tony Pollard in the third round. Like, let me be frank, bro. Tony Pollard's got to get out. He's got to escape the NFL draft because Jerry Jones is like a dude will take Bijan if he can. He'll trade up for Bijan if he can. This guy loves big playmaking players, and wouldn't shock me at all if he approached it like, we could always use running backs. We'll take Kareem Hunt next. You know, like I could definitely see that. I think people glad that Zeke Elliott is gone or will be gone on June 1 when they officially cut him. They may wish that they didn't feel that way. Because if Jerry Jones brings in Kareem Hunt to be the between the tackles guy, then we're all going to be really pissed off. And Zeke wasn't going to take Pollard's work this year. Not anywhere to where it bothered us. We need Zeke or somebody to take some of the work from Pollard. We don't want Pollard getting hurt running 24 times a game. But Kareem Hunt's going to take touchdowns too. Kareem Hunt. So, like, I'm a little worried about that. I'm not going to lie. There's risk involved in Pollard, but Pollard could also be a top 5 overall player. Like, efficiency-wise, per touch, with the volume given to him, he's so electric, man. He's off the charts. Top 5, like, running back in terms of all that. So, but Madison, let's say where's Madison going to go, though, bro? Like, when we pull up the running back free agency board?
Oh, it's not. Oh, Minnesota re-signed him. That's what I was saying. That's what I was asking. Yeah, Minnesota re-signed him, and I think they did that because they're trying to trade Dalvin Cook. So I was just going to say, how do you feel about him?
That's right. That slipped my mind. I forgot about that. Yeah, all this Aaron Rodgers stuff. There's so many things I saw, and then I don't know why I blanked it. Let me put that on the screen. No. I appreciate you bringing it up. I completely blanked on that he got his extension. Hold on. Let me put it on the screen here. So it is. All right, let me put it on the screen here. Yeah, so it was a $7 million 2-year deal. Yeah. I mean, that money's pretty decent. Kind of makes you feel like if they do trade away Cook for a second-round pick and he's starting, I like Ty Chandler a lot too, but I would say if I had to slot him, let's go to the
I do remember when he has taken over for Cook, he does have those blow-up games.
He's a potential monster, bro. But he's not gonna be Tony Pollard good. But he's gonna be good. But okay, so let's see here. These are the best ball ADP rankings for RBs. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players visible per scroll. Okay, so down to Dalvin. Oh, you can't see that. I don't have this. Let me expand it properly. Hold on. Well, it won't show. I'll just tell you from Christian McCaffrey at the top down to Dalvin Cook. Let me scroll a little bit. There, Dalvin Cook right there. So Christian McCaffrey down to Dalvin Cook, that's 15 players. So I'm going to go another 15 players, okay? So we're going to go from Gibbs to Connor. Gibbs to Connor, so Connor's running back 30. Gibbs is running back 16. When we look at Connor down here, we look at Miles Sanders, we look at James Cook. Sanders is going to climb. His ADP is going to climb. Connor, I don't know why Connor's so low, but I think that's probably like James Cook, Madison. Easily could see Madison ranked above James Cook if he's the lone starter in Minnesota. Let's go up a little higher. Akers, Akers is at running back, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Akers is running back number 24. I'm going to expand him. This is running back 24. So let's look at everybody above Akers. I would take Madison over Akers if Madison was starting in Minnesota alone. Pacheco, I might take over Madison. Mixon's going to be cut. Who knows where he's going to be? Or maybe he doesn't get cut. End of day. I still take Madison over Mixon if Madison's starting in Minnesota by himself. Javonte Williams, questionable, impending his potential recovery news that's to break. So we'll have to wait on Javonte. I'm going to set him aside. J.K. Dobbins, honestly, I'd rather have Madison over J.K. Dobbins if Madison's the lone starter in Minnesota. Dameon Pierce, probably rather have Dameon Pierce, but it's very close. Aaron Jones, I'd rather have Aaron Jones. Swift, I'd probably draft Madison over him because Swift is not the starter per se, but I do think it's close. It's arguable. So we're talking about running back 17 or 18, 19, 20, somewhere in the 18, 19, 20 range for Madison if he's starting by himself in Minnesota, if that makes sense.
All right. No, it does. I mean, just wanted to figure out what you thought about him, because if he's around like the 18 to 20 range, it sounds like you could pretty much wait if you decide to take like a decent running back, that you can have a chance at still getting him, and at least like you'll have like some solid points, I think.
Yeah. All right, buddy boy. Travis, you're on the clock in the slow draft, by the way. All right, guys.
All right, yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
Travis, your last final words, Travis.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you in the slow draft here, like I'm actually considering Wilson here. Like, is that too early? I mean, he's going 14th, and I'm 11th right now. You know.
I mean, I like to say
I know that.
I like to say wait till 12. Yeah, I like to say wait till 12, but he's not going to be there. He's going to go with this 12, 13. So.
That's what I mean.
Let's look at who's.
Like, that would be a spot. Maybe you take him there, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want him, bro, you want him badly. I mean, who are you considering if you don't draft him, or you not want to give that away? Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't care. I'll talk through it a little. I just like Devontae Adams. I love him, but he worries me. AJ Brown, I love him, but the knee kind of worries me. Eckler's age worries me. Maybe Saquon, but.
So you got a lot of guys there. So to me, I would just take Wilson, and then you're going to get one of the guys you like.
Right. That's what I was. That was my.
Yeah.
thought.
I just don't want to trigger.
To bring it up.
I just don't want to trigger to where then now the guy at 10's like, hey, well, I'm not going to get him if I don't take him at 10, and hey, I'm not going to get him if I don't take him at 8. And then before you know it, it's like he can't even get you back the value you're paying. So be careful. All right, Travis.
That's why I brought it up. I figured you were talking about Garrett Wilson. So.
It's a good topic.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right, thanks. Man.
Yeah, call back tomorrow, Travis. Appreciate you, man. Later.
All right, bye.
All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to watch the videos prior to this live stream. We've got like 2 other videos today that you can go check out. I'll see you all later. Thank you for drafting. Promo code Smitty. If you want to be involved in the next midnight draft session, which we do pretty much every other night at midnight, make sure you get on over to Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. I'm going to drop that link in the live chat right this very second. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Here comes the link. Boom. Link has been dropped. I'm going to pin said link. You can't get in if you don't go sign up ahead of time. There's just no way you're getting in. There's just no way. I'll see you all tomorrow. And it looks like I think Travis is about to take Garrett Wilson here. Let's just wait and see what he does. What you doing, Travis? Knew you'd snipe Bijan. I never get him, says Travis. Talking to Ada, who got Bijan at 9. Literally the first time I've gotten him, says Ada. Let's see what Travis does. Travis has hit that like button on the way out the door. TMT dropping yet another wad. I got to load up again. TMT's getting my floor pretty messy over here in Casa de Studio. Okay, here we go. Let's load up the 30 bills per second rain machine. And make it rain. Appreciate you, Travis. I'm sorry, TMT, and I appreciate Travis, but TMT. TMT dropping the wad. I need to change my mic, don't I? I had the wrong mic. set right now. 1 second. There we go. Right, Mike. Correct, Mike. Thank you, TMT, for dropping this super chat, bro. What a monster. Love the show, Smitty, and for Kilpatrick. Hey, guys, prayers up for Kilpatrick. His wife's going through something right now with her heart, and thumbs up. We're not close friends, but we're all family here. And hit that like button on your way out the door, says TMT. Look at the floor over here. TMT, I blame you for this, and I appreciate you for this at the same time. Thank you so much, pal. I don't ever mind this. Okay? Just joking around. Garrett Wilson went at 11 overall. So this whole show's geared around talking Garrett Wilson, talking around DeAndre Hopkins. I like this format, don't you? Whenever we mock draft, we pick one or two players to discuss, and we hit it hard. We don't just gloss over it. We literally make it like the focal point of the live draft or mock draft. I really like this idea. It makes the draft video so much better. Like, you know, some people come in here and say, "Oh, I didn't get into the draft or the mock or the draft. I'm not going to come in here and just watch Smitty mock draft or watch Smitty draft all day." Well, you know what? We're going to start talking about one or two players the entire time. Really hit that player hard from different angles, and I think, you know, really make it a really cool video that's not just about the draft. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. I'll be back tomorrow for something, you know, live stream, breaking news, maybe combination of both. We usually mock draft Friday night, Saturday night, every single Friday and Saturday night at midnight Eastern-ish. Sometimes it's like 12:30. See you all later.
It's time for some revenge, Revenge tour, revenge tour. Revenge tour, revenge tour.
Later.